Hi, thank you for clicking the video and checking it out and stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and finish Cupid. This nice Otome visual novel seems to have a lot of emotion and feeling in it. We're gonna finish from where we were when we met the 7-year-old girl who was playing the piano. Sir? She sat down in front of the piano, admiring the cream and ebony keys underneath her fingers. Her own piano was broken and beaten. Father had sold his home for it. The A3 key never played, and the strings would creak when it was cold. But it had never failed her. She knew the keys like they were her own fingers. She whispered to the new piano softly, as if coaxing a beautiful, untamed animal. "Let's be friends, okay?" She saw Rosa at the far end of the podium, watching her diligently. There was a renewed vigor in her blood. She could hear the keys calling out to her. A song that would make him smile. She placed her fingers on the keys. She began to play. At the ring of the first few notes, it became apparent to the audience that this girl was something special. Here was a little girl, barely tall enough to reach the pedals of the piano, playing as if she owned. There were times she'd miss a note or two, but that didn't matter. Yeah, it didn't matter. She'd killing it. She played the song to make someone smile, and it touched everyone present. Her musical skill was far beyond her years. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Her fingers caressed the keys as if she was making a flower carefully. She knew the correct way to tie the leaves so they wouldn't tear, like all smart little girls did. As the piano sang under her hands, Catherine seemed to disappear right in front of the audience's eyes. She was just a vision, after all, someone leading them down a dream. A dream of a garden in springtime, shade of a tree. The couples in the audience tightened their grip on the hands of their partners. Some closed their eyes and let the music saturate their soul. That's what I do when I have on headphones. Sweet memories of youth. A first love. The yawn of a newborn. Rosa's eyes shone as she stared at Catherine. Her heart was captured by the image of her. A young girl swaying her head to the music, smiling as the notes poured out of her. She couldn't take her eye away from Catherine's glowing face. Was this happiness? Was this love? And love for a 7-year-old? Please, no pedophiles. She looked like she was in love. And she was, wasn't she? In her innocence, she was still in love with life. Okay, yeah, better be in love with life. In love with her family, with her pets, in love with every new discovery. She was full of hope. It was a bittersweet feeling for Rosa. A happy teardrop rolled down her cheek. She wanted to warm herself in that hope if she could. In the audience, Delaney and Catherine's father sat beside each other. Saya Paride, your daughter is amazing. She is, isn't she? Sorry about that, I was performing in the back. I mean, pardon my ignorance, my liege. I'm very proud of you, Father. See? No pardon necessary, sire. Okay, I don't like reading, which is probably able to phone me how she found a sponsor. The Duke of Versailles once spoke to me about, but we have not made any arrangements. Then I must steal her away as soon as possible. Sire, I'd like to be Catherine's primary sponsor, if that is alright with you. What? Sire, it's a further comment my status, that piano she is playing right now. It is hers. I've bought it for her. Francois's eyes widened in astonishment. That is... Francois scoffed. That is beyond generous, sire. Guillaume smiled. Well, I must make it hard for you to refuse me, you see. I took the opportunity of asking you outright. You see, the Duke might offer an extravagant piano plated in gold. In that case, I have no choice but to humbly concede. What? I am kidding. The Duke of Versailles is the worst miser you will ever meet. The men chuckled. Of course, I shall be paying for her musical tutoring as required. along with ample stipends to accommodate your family. You don't have to look so surprised, Mr. Page. Your daughter was a star. There is an effervescence of her that enraptures the soul. There is no doubt in my mind that she will succeed. Thank you, please call me by my name, Mrs. Ivan. Let me remind you, this generosity isn't without charge. The tutoring will be done in my house. I will monitor her progress. Apart from that, I very much like Catherine to visit me and play from time to time. Music is one of my true pastimes. Her presence will benefit my mood tenfold. Of course, sire. That is a small price to pay for all your offers. On the contrary, Miss Ivan, you don't have to decide now. Kindly think about it. Thank you, my lord. Sire Guillaume. After the performance, Catherine and Rosa went to the Marquise's gardens to play. Francois and Guillaume lingered on the table, sorting out the details of Catherine's further education. Millie wandered about the crowd, searching for a familiar face. So she's related to Guillaume? Maybe not Guillaume, but someone. She had arrived halfway through Catherine's performance, just in time to gush her little sister's applause. Related to Catherine, got you. I knew somebody's last name was Breed. Unfortunately, she couldn't find her father in the crowd. When she finally caught sight in the back of his head, she approached him hastily. Father, there you are. I've been looking all over for you. Emily stopped as she saw the man her father was talking to. It was none other but the Marquise himself. She fixed her hair subconsciously and curtsied. My lord, pardon my intrusion. I didn't realize... Guillaume smiled at her kindly. You are free to intrude any time, my lady. Emily smiled back. Just as the rumor said, the Marquise was easy on the eyes. To whom do I owe the pleasure of your acquaintance? This is my eldest daughter, Emily. Pardon me for not introducing her sooner. Charmed. Guillaume offered her a seat. Emily sat down across the man. Well, it seems talent and good looks run in the family. Francois rubbed his neck. Yes, my daughters are my pride and joy. Thankfully, they both look after their mother. Surely not, Monsieur Perdue. The eyes are yours, earnest and loving eyes. Emily snorted at such sappy words. Her father was clearly bad to give compliments. Is this really what the famous Guillaume the rumors talked about? Then he wasn't actually a charmer, was he? She didn't know what all this fuss was about. The ladies in the house she worked for could not seem to stop talking about this man. Admittedly, there was something more bitterly curious about the way he looked at people. Like he was always distracted and could only say words that were expected of him. I'm pleased to have finally met you, sire. I've heard a lot about you on my travels. All good things, I hope. Depends on the tabloid and the day of the week. Emily thought to herself and chuckled. You are a governess, I was told. Where do you work? With the Amici household, sire. Ah, yes, I heard you were marrying into the family soon. Oh, father, I told you not to tell anybody yet. I didn't. But you know how people talk. Word travels fast. Pardon the comment, then, my lady. Please. Your betrothed is a lucky man, I'm sure. He is flirting so hard. The conversation endured through the afternoon. Small talk, musical composers still in town. Catherine's musical background, Francois' students, Emily's work. Emily played with her napkin, offering dull opinions on the continually draw topics. All throughout the exchange, Emily observed the infamous Marquise de Gouin. This was him, the audacious, shameless flirt of the royal court and tabloids. According to rumors, he was able to bid both the widowed Countess of Devonshire and her daughters gone at the same time. And even had a tumultuous relationship with the Prince of Garnet. Ew. He didn't limit himself to royalty, or so the tabloid said. His latest fling with an English poet, who they say almost killed him when he was caught with another man. Or woman. At this point, who knew what was real and what was a blatant lie made up by the newspapers? She had looked forward to meeting him. And here he was, finally, talking about sampling the new bakery's creme brulee. She couldn't say she was disappointed exactly, but the Marquise was a depressingly normal man. watched as his gaze flickered across her hair and her nose before lazily trailing away. How infuriating. She wondered if he would suddenly say something coy, or insist to dance with her. Just something outrageous. Honestly, so she could shoot him down. This man whom everyone was interested in. That would be a small victory for reasonable women everywhere. But the Marquise was nothing but polite. He did not wiggle. He did not touch unnecessarily. No audacious gestures or suggestive winks of the eye. He would not even look at her for more than 2 seconds. Maybe she was not pretty enough to flirt with. I thought he was flirting. Or maybe he was just being, positive and stuff. Emily bit her lip. She shouldn't be thinking about that. But there was also times when he would quietly look into her eyes when the conversation rolled. When the words spoken or without meaning, their eyes would converse further. To Emily, he started to look lonelier beneath that facade of caprice. He seemed tired of all the gallivanting, the rumors, and the numerous stories. We were all a little lonely, aren't we? Perhaps even he. He invited the family over to his chateau and commented on how empty the building felt sometimes. Music was his guilty pleasure. It got him through the cold nights, he said with a sad grin. How he wouldn't mind a warm soul to touch. And before she could stop herself, Emily had begun to imagine his lips on her neck. On one of those shook her head, trying to erase the thoughts in her mind. They were having a perfectly mundane conversation. She didn't know where those thoughts came from. Fortunately, her father didn't seem to notice. Music and loneliness struck a nerve with Francois Cupid. He had immersed himself in music tutoring his students and Catherine ever since his wife had gotten sick. It had been 6 years, but sometimes the nights were cold. For Francois, the Marquise was speaking to his soul. He was a kindred spirit. He wasn't a pompous showboat like all the other royalty Catherine had played for. The Marquise even had a wine collection he wanted to show Francois. Such a down-to-earth, generous young man. Emily, your face is flushed. Are you alright? I'm fine. Just the sun, probably. This was not true, of course. The afternoon sun had already lost most of its heat. Thankfully, Catherine provided the distraction. She ran towards the little huddle and flung her arms around her father's torso, chattering happily about the gardens and butterflies. A young, ragged girl followed behind her. Emily wasn't sure how old the girl was. Her dirty blonde hair had left the side of her face. You could just see faint traces of scars peeking through. A surge of motherly affection caught hold of her heart. "Hello there, young lady." The girl looked down at her toes, but she gave her a shy smile. "I see you've made a crown of flowers. They look very pretty." I think I'm just going to use my voice for Rosa. "Thank you, madam." Catherine gave it to me. "Sister, this is Rosa. She's really nice. She knows the name of all the flowers in Sir Gilly's garden." "Catherine, there you go again with your silly nicknames." "Sister, help me convince Papa to let Rosa stay with us." "Catherine." "Papa, please let her stay with us. She doesn't have anywhere to go." "Now, Catherine, that is not very nice. Rosa here is a girl. She's not a kitten you can just pluck from the street and take home like you always do with stray animals. Goodness knows we have all the stray cats of France living in our house." "Yes, I know she's not a kitten. I know she's a girl. But shouldn't we take her home even more so?" Francois sighed. Guillaume chuckled underneath his breath. He was clearly enjoying this exchange. "Your daughter has some very unique views, Sister Pretty." "Well, Sir Gilly, what do you think?" "Huh?" Guillaume's face lost its casual bystander look. "You're Marquise. I'm sure my father will follow your orders, right? Shouldn't we take Rosa home?" Guillaume's brow furrowed a bit at being put at the spot so suddenly. He stole a glance at Francois, who was silently pleading him with his eyes not to humor the child. He cleared his throat. "Well, I'm sure it's up to your father since he owns the house. He will have to clothe and feed Rosa, you see." "Yes, but I've got that all figured out. Ever since sister moved to work, nobody minds the house anymore, and I have to wash the dishes every time. Ugh. Papa's so busy, and we always have enough food for the two of us. If Rosa stays, then I wouldn't be so lonely on my own. She'll wear sister's old clothes and won't mind the house when both sister and father are away. She can wash the dishes sometimes, and I'll wash them sometimes. Gillian and Francois shared a look. And besides, if it were up to me, I'd have people take one girl home in their house and give her food. Girls don't even eat that much. Not sure about boys. She thought for a bit. But I'm sure it's not too much that people can't take them home, too. One time, I ate one whole plate of potatoes and my stomach hurt. If Rosa was there, I wouldn't have eaten so much. Maybe. Gillian couldn't help but laugh. That was cute to me, too. I would have laughed. Francois rubbed his neck in embarrassment. I'm so sorry, sire. She's very headstrong. I'm sure that taking Rosa in wouldn't be much trouble for us financially, yes. My new work pays better. I'm sure we can adjust. Well, about that. Perhaps if Rosa works in my household, it wouldn't be much of a burden to your family, Sir Bernard. Sir Gilly is great! You are truly a kind soul, sire. Not at all. I'm sure I need her help more than she needs mine. Isn't that right, Rosa? In that case, I would love to offer my home to Rosa. Although I am still worried that this is supposed to be more complicated, sire. What about her family or her friends? Are we violating any laws, perhaps? I'm not even sure. As long as it is consensual, sire. The details can be smoothed out later. The girl was quiet the whole time. She was looking at her toes or at Catherine. Rosa, do you have any family, relatives, or friends you stay with? No, sire. I have mother in my motherfucking head. Aww. I feel bad for making that joke now. But she guides me always. So, please don't be compelled to mind me. No, don't go back to the streets, Rosa. September. It's going to be really cold soon. Sir Gilly will even give you work. Stay with us. But, Catherine. Francois sighed in surrender. All right. She can stay for the night. Papa! Just for tonight. Then we'll see if she wants to stay longer. Catherine, you cannot hold people in their place just because you want them there. Do you understand? If Rosa wants to leave, she may leave. You cannot keep her like an object. Gillian cleared his throat. This is sound advice, Sir Padilla. Yes, Papa, I understand. Rosa, please make yourself comfortable in our home. Thank you. Papa is the best. Catherine turned to Gillian again. Sir Gilly, don't you think if everyone with a house takes one person home, nobody will freeze in winter? You should make it into a law. They'll obey you because you're a marquise, and because you're tall. Oh, so people obey my orders because I am tall. What a compliment. Well, you're taller than my papa at least. He'll never be a marquise. Damn. Catherine, mind your manners. I'm so sorry, sire. Gillian shook his head, his eyes trailing over the Perrine family. Emily watched him curiously. That same sadness once again surfaced for the briefest moment. You have a lovely family, sire. I am quite jealous. You make me want to settle down myself someday. He chuckled. Maybe. Emily's heart skipped a beat. Did you just look at her when he said that? She couldn't be sure. Catherine is perfect the way she is. It is one of the reasons why I am very invested in her. Gimli knelt down so that he was eye to eye with Catherine. He patted her head. You are a very intelligent and kind-hearted girl, Catherine. You are a star. Mon étoile. Someday, I know you will change the world. At least, I'd like to see you try. Mother. Help me. My chest. I can't breathe. No. Catherine! What the hell? La pique. I don't understand what in the world just happened. But anyway, so there we go. We're on to chapter 2, number 7. And that's the beginning. Well, that's the end of chapter 1 finally. We move into the Marquise's house and we're just being lovely. Thank you guys for watching the video. Otome games are really awesome, so we're finally going to start digging into the nitty gritty now of the story. Thank you so much for watching. Please like if you enjoyed. See further videos of this Cupid series, and I'll see you in my next video.